Hello guys and welcome back to the channel. So wow, second video today. I can't remember when was the last time when I made two videos, but it's just, I mean, what are you gonna do when this news comes out? Finally, we see the Archimedes engine breathing fire, and I just wanted to have a chat with you guys about this, what I think, because the stock didn't move on this, and I saw on Twitter that some of you were disappointed. It actually makes a lot of sense for many reasons. So I wanted to chat with you guys on this. And Rocket Lab earnings is T minus 2 freaking days. Exciting times we are living in. Anyway, so before we start, please make sure that you're subscribed. I want to shout out to the 16 or 17 channel members that we have who support the channel. Thank you guys very much. It really means a lot to me. And if you feel you got value out of this video or my videos, then please consider joining and becoming a member of this channel. It's in the description box below that you can do that. Okay, so let's get started. Finally, there has been some rumors going around that the Archimedes engine blew up on the testbed. And I thought that this was just pure clickbait and engagement farming when I saw it. And yeah, these rumors seem to be greatly exaggerated because you can see the Archimedes engine here breathing fire and being alive and well. But why did the stock price not move on this news? Well, there is two reasons for that, and actually three, but let's take them up. So first one is that this is not the end of the hot fire test. This is the beginning of the hot fire test. And what I think would be a positive, or could be a positive catalyst for Rocket Lab is when they complete the hot fire test. Essentially, what they have done is they have tested every part of the engine so far. And keep in mind that this is when they themselves first get to try the engine. This is when they first get to see what is the limits of the engine, like what makes it blow up. What is faulty, where do we need to optimize on the next production. So obviously they will start with very low fire, and then I think that they're going to go higher and higher and higher, and I would not be surprised if they would blow up the engine on purpose just to see what are the real thresholds and what is it really that the engine can do. And they are at low power, because if you read this tweet, Archimedes has been breathing fire. It started at low power and now cranking it up. So what would move the stock is having a completed hot fire test campaign where they have tested everything, they got all the data, and Peter Beck would tweet that everything is according to plans and all the values are the same or better than what we were expecting, and production of the next engines are ongoing, something like this. Because that would really mean that you have a hard date for Neutron launch, because the engine is the long pole in the tent of a rocket development, as Peter usually says it. By the way, we have an interview coming up with Peter on the 9th. It's weird with New Zealand time and our time, but Friday-ish, Saturday for him in New Zealand. And if you're a channel member, as a show of appreciation, comment below your questions and I will try to ask them your questions. We already got one really amazing question from a channel member. He wanted to know if Neutron is going to do point-to-port transportation like Starship on Earth. So if you are wondering about anything regarding Rocket Lab and you want your question asked to Sir Peter Beck, and if you're a channel member, then comment below and I will do my best to be able to ask that question. So back to what I was saying, is that once this test is done, there's nothing really that is complicated left in Neutron. It's just basically to assemble the rocket, and we have seen from pictures many parts of the rocket are already done, and then you run integrated tests. And it's funny that I'm saying it because I'm not a rocket scientist, so take this with a giant sized grain of salt. And if there is a rocket scientist watching this video, please let me know in the comments how wrong I am about about this. I'm just trying to use common sense here. So why this would be a very good stock catalyst is because we see the end to Neutron development. That puts a cap on the budget, you know, then you start seeing that, okay, Neutron is going to fly at this time, and then probably a year from that point, we are going to be adjusted EBITDA profitable, and maybe soon we will be GAAP profitable, which would be an insane achievement for this company. But why this might not be the catalyst that you think it is because the Archimedes engine being done is not a financial thing, right? The financial thing is that when the engine is done, they can go out and start selling Neutron contracts. And remember that the Neutron is still a big, giant freaking question mark for the market. Because the market doesn't know if there is any demand for Neutron. That's what the analysts are asking on every earnings call, like, why aren't you selling? How do you know that there's demand for it, right? So I think that them announcing a Neutron contract, that would be an explosive rally in the stock because it takes out so much risk. You know, you can forecast future revenue and a lot of things are happening at the same time, right? But the Archimedes hot fire being successful is just a sign that those contracts are going to be coming. And I don't know if the market is ready to price that in. And you know, sometimes when you know that rate cuts are coming, then people can price it into the market. And then when it actually happens, it's sort of like a sell the news, right? But in here, I'm not sure that because theoretically the market could like see the hot fire and then start pricing in that we're going to have Neutron contracts. And you and me who are watching this video and we're doing our research on Rocket Lab, we know that these contracts are coming, right? So it would be very smart for us to buy. I don't know if the street is going to do it. So I really don't know what to expect after a successful hot fire. I really don't know if it's going to move the stock price all that much. However, I am expecting that announcement of a big Neutron contract. That would be amazing, unbelievable for the stock. And that is really, unfortunately, what we have to wait for. But let me tell you a story about a little known company when I started investing in it. It's called Palantir. And that Palantir boy was a misunderstood boy. And the stock price went from 40 down to $6 at its lows. And people were talking about the company going bankrupt, this being not even an AI play, but a consultancy company. And it was completely misvalued, right? And while we were very pissed at the time, it was a blessing in disguise because the smart people who were able to send money to the stock market all the time, they were able to accumulate. And I'm very, very, very sure that Rocket Lab is going through a similar period where, you know, the smart investors who are really doing their due diligence, they can really see that good things are going to happen to this stock, but the market misunderstands this. And if the stock doesn't react now on the hot fire test, it's just a prolonged buying opportunity for those who are smart and have built up their life in a way that they're able to send money to their broker account every month and they're able to accumulate. And I would use this time to do that. I unfortunately have more Rocket Lab shares than I should have, so I'm very happy with my position. So I'm not going to be adding at this point. But if I didn't have my position, I would sure be hoping that this hot fire goes quite unnoticed, the market doesn't react to it, and just load up until these big contract announcements. By the way, there is a slight chance that there is going to be a contract announcement on earnings day. The SDA, I forget the name, it's like the gamma layer of some sort of satellites, and that is probably a $500 million plus contract. I don't know if it's going to happen on that day because the SDA is sometimes late on the announcement. But if they're late, they're usually like 1 to 2 weeks late. So very, very interesting times happening with Rocket Lab. So thank you so much for watching. Let me know what you thought about this video. And again, if you got value out of this, please consider becoming a channel member. But the most important is that you're here, you're liking the video, and that you're subscribed. Thank you so much. And T-minus 2 days, guys, for Palantir earnings. See you soon.